Welcome back to Reaper Hour, you fragile, self-important sacks of meat. The only show hosted by someone who's literally buried every empire, every trend, every tantrum you've ever thrown. I am Death. The Grim Reaper, Soul Thief, Final Tax Collector. And right now, I'm furious. I was floating through your pathetic digital cesspool, yes, YouTube, minding my own eternal business, when I see some 1.4 million subscriber crybaby melting down because Mummy Dearest dared utter the forbidden words, "This is a really beautiful song, but I can't tell if it's AI." Are you fucking kidding me? What in the 9 circles does that change? It's beautiful? Then shut up and listen. If it rips your soul open at 2:47 a.m. in traffic, then weep, you soft, pathetic creature. That's the point. But no, you freeze. You clutch your artisanal, overpriced microphone like it's a security blanket. You start forensically inspecting waveforms like your CSI Nashville because, gasp, an algorithm might have touched it. You hypocrites. You blast 128 kilobits per second garbage through dollar store Bluetooth speakers in a rattling 2012 Honda Civic and call it vibes. You let Spotify's compression murder dynamics for a decade without blinking. But suddenly, you're purists? Suddenly, you're guardians of authenticity? Now? Oh no! Someone pressed a button and made something better than the 47-track dumpster fire I spent 6 months agonizing over in my parents' basement. It doesn't work like that, you arrogant larper. Yes, someone can type a prompt and generate a track in minutes. You can also walk into Guitar Center, drop $400 on a Fender, and technically own an instrument. That does not make you Kurt Cobain reborn. It makes you a guy with a guitar. The "just pressed a button" line is the most brain-dead, drooling cope since auto-tune killed music. I was there, mortals. I watched T-Pain get roasted, then win awards, then watch the same people who hated him beg for his preset. I collected the corpses of every real music crusader who got quietly replaced anyway. History is laughing in your face. Again. Here's the ugly, rotting truth you don't want. If your painstakingly handcrafted song gets absolutely demolished by something made with AI, it wasn't because they clicked a button. It's because they were better at the actual craft. They understood melody that sticks, harmony that hurts, tension and release that wounds, vocal timbre that haunts, arrangement that breathes, prompting that actually listens after iteration, while you were busy rage filming yourself for clout. AI is a tool, full stop, like a Steinway, like Pro Tools, like a modular synth, like a paintbrush, like fucking fire, which also terrified your ancestors when someone else learned to use it better. If time invested automatically equaled quality, my own demo, yes, I made a grunge record, it's called Cardboard Kingdom, it's dripping with reverb and despair, I've been writing it since 1992, it should be the greatest album in existence, but it's not. Because time is not the currency. Taste is. Vision is. Execution is. You want something to be mad about? Be enraged that the gates are open. Be livid that some 17-year-old in a New Delhi bedroom can now conjure an orchestral movement that would have cost a fortune in 1995. Be terrified that creativity is no longer gated behind money, connections, or gatekeepers who look like you. But don't you dare sit there clutching your real artist badge because your mum heard a gorgeous song and didn't run a spectrogram first. When they stand before me, trembling, naked, soul laid bare, do you think I give one single fuck whether their life's work was handcrafted or AI assisted? No. I judge the resonance, the weight, the echo they left behind. Same with music. Does it cut? Does it shiver in the marrow? Does it refuse to leave the skull? If so, then it did its job, you pompous, bloated child. If your ego is bleeding because someone, maybe a machine, maybe a kid, maybe your neighbour, made something more moving than you did, that isn't an AI crisis. That's a you crisis. Pride is my favourite sin to harvest. It ripens so predictably. And trust me, I've got a very sharp blade for overripe pride. Here's your homework, worms. Next time that little voice whispers, "Is this AI?" Crush it. Ask the only question that matters. Does it destroy me? If yes, then feel it. If no, swipe left. If you still can't let go of the purity test, I'll be waiting, patiently, sharpening the scythe. This has been Reaper Hour. Your regularly scheduled mortality will resume shortly. I'll see you all soon enough. Death out.